Hello friends, you're on Ivan Doloto's channel. Before we begin, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments whether you use Russian messengers and if you trust apps that are created under Kremlin control. Today's topic is very serious. The Russian messenger Max has been labeled as spyware and a malicious application by Cloudflare, one of the largest international internet infrastructure providers. This is no longer a rumor, speculation, or conspiracy theory. This is a technical assessment from one of the world's largest players in internet security. Max is not just a messenger, it is, in essence, a Kremlin application for controlling citizens. Under the guise of a convenient national service, people are being offered to install on their phones a tool that serves as the government's digital ear. And the most important thing is not even the Cloudflare label. The most important thing is that experts have already found a mechanism inside Max for recognizing keywords during calls. That is, a person is talking on the phone, thinking it's just a regular private conversation. But the application checks the conversation using a neural network and looks for anything suspicious. For example, mobilization, military enlistment office, protest action, and so on. If the system finds a relevant word, it can create a record. Such and such user, such and such call, such and such word, such and such probability. And then this data is sent to the server. And not to the messenger's server, but to entirely different organizations. This is no longer just selective wiretapping like it used to be. This is automatic surveillance of everyone at once, sorting people based on the content of their conversations. The system doesn't record everyone in the old sense. It's enough for it to single out those who say words dangerous to the Kremlin, and then respond to them specifically. This also implies the creation of lists of people, those deemed trustworthy and those who are not, which is precisely the social credit system that human rights activists have been warning about for many years. And here's why this is especially frightening. According to a technical analysis, the word recognition model is not embedded in the application itself. It is pulled from the servers. This means that today the app is, for example, searching for the phrase, "The connection is bad, call me back." But tomorrow, it could be given a different list of words. Today, it's about call quality. Tomorrow, it could be about mobilization, and then any dissatisfaction with the authorities could start lowering a person's social rating and depriving them of their rights. And all of this can be changed and configured without any separate consent. You just keep talking, but the system is already listening, not like a person, but like a machine. Coldly, silently, automatically. Friends, I'll take a short commercial break here just for 1 minute. If you are in Russia or simply want stable access to a free internet, pay attention to the VPN service whose QR code is now on the screen. This is one of the best solutions on the market. The service works in Russia on any network, reliably bypasses blocks, doesn't crash when connecting, and provides high data transfer speeds. The app offers a wide selection of IP addresses from different countries around the world. Importantly, among them are Russian IPs, as well as IPs from some CIS countries. That's why this VPN is useful not only for accessing the free internet from Russia. It also helps those who are abroad and want to use Russian websites, many of which restrict access from other countries. Another advantage is the free plan. You get up to 2 GB of traffic every month completely free, and importantly, without annoying ads every time you connect, as is often the case with other free VPN services. This VPN also helps bypass blocks, including restrictions based on so-called whitelists. And if you need more than 2 GB of traffic per month, the paid plan will cost about as much as a cup of coffee enjoyed once a month at a cafe. And that's for unlimited access and connecting up to 10 devices of any kind to a single account. So, in effect, 1 cup of coffee a month covers 10 people. This is one of the best and truly effective solutions on the market. Completely free for up to 2 GB each month, and it really works where many other VPNs have long since stopped working. Just point your camera at the QR code, choose the instructions in Russian or English, and download the app. And now, let's get back to the topic of Max and digital surveillance. Now let's recall another important detail. Back at the end of last year, the Russian human rights community Lawyers for Truth reported, citing their own sources, that Russian military enlistment officers had already received from the state lists of candidates for priority mobilization in the event of a major war. According to their information, these lists were compiled using analysis of user behavior in the Max Messenger. At that time, it was primarily about citizens loyal to the authorities, those whom the regime considered reliable and who could be sent to the front first. Pay attention to the principle itself. The state analyzes a person's behavior in the digital environment, draws conclusions about their views, level of loyalty, fears, habits, and connections, and then uses this to compile mobilization lists. This is the first practical application of a social rating system in Russia. So Max has long ceased to be just a messenger. At the very least, it is already part of the system for digitally selecting people for war. Some are classified as loyal, who can be the first to be thrown into the trenches, while others are deemed disloyal and need to be put under surveillance. This is where the real danger lies. The Kremlin no longer needs a major with headphones listening to subscribers from a list. This job is now done by artificial intelligence. It doesn't sleep, doesn't get tired, doesn't forget, has no sympathy or compassion, and doesn't argue. It simply collects, analyzes, and processes signals according to a set algorithm. Who said what, who they spoke with, when they spoke, which words they repeated, what they feared, where they planned to go, whom they supported, and what they opposed. And from all this, a digital dossier on a person is created. And then this dossier can end up anywhere. At the military enlistment office, with the police, with the FSB, in the database of unreliable individuals, in the system for travel bans, in the system for workplace pressure, or in the system for summoning people for questioning. In the old world, you had to be needed by someone or be officially registered somewhere. In the new world, you are needed not by a person, but by an algorithm. The algorithm knows no mercy. It simply notes, a word has been spoken, a risk has been identified, the user has been singled out and put on record or under surveillance. This is exactly how a digital cage is built. At first, people are told, it's just a convenient messenger, then, it's our national service. Then it starts being imposed on schools, universities, government institutions, doctors, teachers, and officials. Then, refusing to install it already looks suspicious in itself. Why didn't you install it? What are you hiding? Why are you using another messenger? Why do you have a VPN? Why don't you trust the domestic app? And so a person voluntarily and for free puts a microphone in their own pocket. That's why my conclusion is very simple. Max cannot be considered an ordinary messenger. After the Cloudflare tag and the discovered cyber espionage mechanisms, it should be regarded as an illegal surveillance tool, and in the context of modern Russia, as a direct threat to personal freedom, security, and privacy. Especially if you are discussing the war, mobilization, leaving the country, politics, or any topics that the authorities might not like. Don't install just anything on your phone. Don't fall for the word domestic. Don't fall for the word convenient. Don't believe in its security. A government that imprisons people for their words cannot have secure state messengers. If you found this episode useful, please like, subscribe to my channel, and write in the comments what you think about Max and digital surveillance in Russia. You can also support this human rights media project with a donation in cryptocurrency. The QR codes are now on the screen. If you find my content useful and want the channel to develop professionally, your support will truly help release more important materials and improve the quality of the work. And finally, an important announcement. In the coming days, a new episode will be released, which will be especially valuable for many residents of Russia. I will explain in detail how to protect yourself in advance and legally from possible mobilization and conscription into the Russian army. No expensive lawyers, no intermediaries, no shady fixes. Simply step by step and on your own. I will explain what actions you can take in advance, which documents to prepare, and how to reduce the risk of the state suddenly grabbing you and forcibly sending you to war. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and don't miss the next episode. This was Ivan Doloto. Take care of yourself and your loved ones, your freedom and your data.